Perfect. Live on YouTube. Good to go. Almost live on Webinar Jam. Should be any second here.
Okay.
All right. Working on it. Just takes a second. Should be live.
What's up, guys? Got North Carolina in the house, Alabama, VA. Where you guys checking in from?
Perfect. Put in the chat where you're watching from. It's been a fun week. All right.
Man, it's been 7 days. This 7 days has gone by fast.
It's nuts, man. School just started today. Today was our first day of school for the boys. So, it's been a crazy summer. I think they're about ready for a little more structure, though. So, I know we are at least.
I was ready for the kids to go back to school. I know that much.
They're loving it though too. Been a good day seeing their friends. So, all right, jump in the chat, everybody. Say where you're watching from. Love seeing everybody on here. Fantastic.
What's up, everybody? Indy in the house, Naptown. Okay, Philly, South Carolina, Durham, Florida. Oh, Jonathan, Florida, NC, and West Virginia. Okay.
All right. Love it. Awesome job on the homework, guys, too. I want to just congratulate you guys for the work you put in. So it's been a fun week. Love seeing the regulars back on here. Fantastic. If you're watching on YouTube, I know we're going live there as well. If you want to join the challenge, we're wrapping up the actual challenge itself today, but you can still join to get the emails with all the replays, to get the emails with all the assets that we send out. Just everything we send over, we'll make sure to get that out over email for you guys too. So just go to that at the scrolling at the bottom of the screen right there. It's www.thepoliteschallenge.com. That's where you're going to make sure you get all the follow-up stuff from this as well. So not too late to do that and catch up and watch the replays and everything, but love to see everybody jumping in. It's all right, Jonathan, if it's your first one, no worries. Like, hey, we're going to do a recap today too. So you're going to still get a lot out of it. Whether if you are watching this for the third time and you've been to all the live trainings, congrats, way to put in the work. We're going to recap and help you learn new things, reviewing old material as well for a few minutes. But if you're just catching up, you're still going to have a great chance to get involved and do this at your own pace moving here too. So, right. And there's Crystal. All right. Perfect. So,
hey.
Thanks for bearing through it as well. I know you've got a lot going on your guys' side. So appreciate all the time you guys have spent the last week with us too. So
yeah, it's been fun.
Yes. We always love doing these because we remember when we were at this point early in our journey, trying to figure things out. How do you find deals? How do you fund them? Making offers. So we remember it was only a few short years ago. We were exactly where a lot of you guys are right now.
There we go. And that's why we're here to help you guys out here. So what I'll say as we get this thing kicked off, like I mentioned, one, awesome job. Congratulations on getting here. If this is your first time on here, that's okay. Congrats for showing up to that one. We got some work to do. We'll catch up a little bit. But if this is your third one of these, if you've been turning in the homework, again, we made this challenge to make it challenging. We really gave you guys some homework that pushed you. Like we had a lot of people come in here and, over the weekend, reach out to sellers and put a lot of work in. And those are the people that for the giveaway at the end of this, we're giving away over $8,000 of free stuff, of free prizes, a ton of stuff for you. So you're going to have an awesome chance to win some pretty crazy prizes. But the real prizes here are way beyond that. It's way beyond these 7 days. It's, hey, let's put you on a path to financial freedom, to changing your life this way, to being able to take these skills and go way beyond 7 days of just finding off market deals and applying this to really, building generational wealth. So, and any takeaways that you guys have been seeing on your end from this challenge, or what have you guys thought of last week?
Some things that I definitely noticed is we've had a couple of individuals, a few individuals email us in regards to deals that sellers that they had talked to and properties that they were trying to get locked up that they were now negotiating. So I thought that was a huge win for a lot of them just to even get to that point where they're now already negotiating these seller finance deals.
That's incredible. Isabel's jumping in there with the example. So that's incredible. I mean, you guys have made really, really good progress. And again, we assigned the homework to try to make it so that you start putting yourself in these situations where you are able to learn by doing, leading with action, and then coming back to challenges like this, coming back to mentors like the Polites here, where you can come in and say, hey, what do I do here? What do I do there? I know the most successful customers that we see, they're leading with action, they're leading by doing, and then they have that support system to fall back on and learn from. So awesome job guys. I love to see everybody who's leading with that action. So congrats there. I'd love to start off with a little question here of just what is your biggest takeaway this week? I'd love to learn what you learned. I'd love to hear what you guys came out of it and are improving on, and what you see differently now that you've been through this for 7 days. So jump in the chat and think about that as well. Is there any theme as you see people turn in the homework of what people are really taking away from this challenge, or I know the previous ones we've had some pretty exciting stuff too.
I think for me, the biggest thing is just taking action, right? Because I think if people like me, I was stuck in analysis paralysis mode for so long, of just wanting to invest and wanting to get into real estate, but not actually picking up the phone, making phone calls. I think that's the biggest thing is taking the steps from getting your list together to actually reaching out to property owners, to actually talking to sellers and making offers. That's the biggest part, guys. And that's the biggest challenge for a lot of people. So if you can start doing that, the skills are going to come later, right? The more you practice, the more sellers you talk to, the more deals you offer on, that part's going to come later. But the actual taking action and doing it, that's 90% of this business is actually talking to sellers and making offers.
Yeah, I think what I noticed and I took away just from the homework that's being posted is that a lot of people benefited from the fact that this list, and the reason why we call it the money list, is because they're really talking to landlords that have so many properties that their percentage goes up when talking to them, because they're really just looking for a single property from someone who may own 20 or 25. So seeing that, especially even with the emails and the DMs and stuff that we're seeing come in, that's why so many people are actually getting a hold of and talking to sellers, is because
you're kind of fishing in the right pond.
Yeah.
Instead of like I was driving for dollars today. I would stop by one of my rentals to meet a roofer over there to get a quote, and I'm driving for dollars. And I see a house, the grass wasn't cut, tall grass, all the telltale signs. And I pull it up in Deal Machine, and then I see that the seller's actually owner occupied. So it wasn't vacant, it wasn't absentee. But guess what? I still called, right? Because there's still that chance that he's listed as owner occupied, but he could have moved. Something could have happened where the property just doesn't look like it has that TLC of someone that lives there. So I still gave it a call. But with this list that we're having you guys call, these are landlords. They're not just individual property owners. These are not owner occupied primary residents. These are people who own multiple properties. So there's a higher likelihood of them maybe wanting to sell one of those other properties where they don't lay their head at, and it's a property to them. It's not their home.
Yep. I mean, I love your guys' approach to this. It's very unique in terms of what the list that you're building right there, and it's like accomplishing so many goals with one conversation. Like if I'm going to spend, even in my own business, I've got 9,000-10,000 leads in my Deal Machine account. I pull the money list for local, and if I'm going to spend time cold calling or reaching out to people one-to-one, that's where I'm going to spend my time, because that is where you're going to meet people that are going to be, again, like you said, they could be somebody who you do one deal with, might be they're ready to offload a house, could be somebody who's ready to move on from an entire portfolio. They could be somebody who's a cash buyer. There's so many different ways you can take that conversation and bring value to that person. And I absolutely love the way that you guys target that and focus on that list. So,
I'm seeing some really good comments here, Matt. So Isabel looks like she's working on a deal. She says she's got a house flipper that called her for one of her postcards. That's a win, right? Sending out postcards, you're going to get calls, and you send out enough of them. Has a house to sell. He's not getting any bites. He needs to move on, but he does not want to rent it out. So he doesn't want to be a landlord. What else? I want to offer a terms deal, even a short-term deal with a soon-to-be qualified buyer. Let me make payments, and then you'll be cashed out by November, December. Yeah. So the first thing I would do is pull him up in Deal Machine. And first of all, you need to know, is there a mortgage on the property? Does he have a loan on it or not, right? Is it free and clear? So that's the first thing, Isabel. Pull him up in Deal Machine. Let me know if he has a loan on it or not. That's going to determine how you structure to create a financing deal. So let us know that, and then we can continue from there.
Yep. And then Charles and Therese said how to narrow down our target list and get over the fear of cold calling. That I love hearing that. I mean, those are the actions you need to be focused on, right? That's what's standing in your way from starting this challenge and doing a deal is like find the leads and then remove every barrier you can to get in touch with them. So it's awesome. I mean, our goal was to make it so that all you have to do is literally click the call button and you're ready to start having conversations. So we tried to remove every barrier short of you guys taking that action. It's awesome to see people getting over that fear or intimidation of hitting that call button.
And a good way to get over that fear of cold calling for you guys, a really good, if you haven't done it yet, really good exercise, which we have everyone go through really in our accelerators, is we have one of their homework assignments is they have to call for sale by owners. Right. You call for sale by owners because these are people who are already looking to sell. Now you're just going to get that experience of talking to them, knowing what to say to them, going through your questions, going through the script, building that rapport. It's a great way to really remove that intimidation factor in the beginning and talk to someone who has some level of motivation and you gauging that level of motivation, right? So that's a good way to start.
And what's good about for sale by owners is that you don't have to convince them to sell because they're already actively trying to sell the property themselves. They haven't even hired a realtor. So, they kind of have to sell. My attitude is like, hey, sell me on why I should buy this house. Tell me about this house, Mr. Seller. What makes this a great house? So now you kind of turn the tables when you're talking to for sale by owners, and then great practice, right? Because it's a free lead. That, you can go on Zillow and look up a random town an hour away from you, right? And look up for sale by owners and just practice on those leads. If they say no, it's 2 hours away from you. It's not even your target market. So what if they don't want your offer?
Yep. Smile and dial. That's what you do. Smile and dial. The best way to get over that fear is to jump in. And
Isabel, she's comedy in the comments. She said, get over my fear of cold calling. I jump in and start crying while I dial. Just to preempt.
Listen, I'm telling you, first time I cold call, I had to tell Dedrick to leave the house and let me, because I didn't want no one to be able to witness me.
She didn't want to witness the rejection.
I did it. So I told him go pick the kids up so I can start cold calling. And I was sweating and everything, arms itching. I was like, my God, like I was literally sweating while I was calling. But I called my very first call. We ended up getting a contract from it. Now we only made about $5,000 because I agreed to like the seller's asking price.
She didn't negotiate at all. She just said, "Okay, I'll take it."
Yep. But we
still made $5,000.
There you go. We didn't lose any money, right? And then my third call resulted in a deal. Then the ones before, in between, was like, I'm sure somebody said something slick to me, but it didn't matter after that because I'd gotten over that fear. I heard the worst, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is it. Oh, I can do this, no problem."
And at the end of the day, when you realize that it's a numbers game, look, okay, you said no, I got 500 more people I got to call this week. So let me move on to my next call, right? It's not that serious, right? Yeah. It's not personal. Thank you for your time. Next, right? Yeah, some will, some won't. So what next? Move on to the next one. Aisha, I see that you had a seller that was interested in selling. You offered him seller finance, but he wanted all cash. So the solution to that, Aisha, is to put 2 offers in front of him, right? 2 offers. Put that seller finance in front of him, but also put cash. When you put the 2 offers in front of him, hey, sir, I will give you $200,000 cash, and I'll give you $400,000 with the 10% down payment and $1,000 a month for the next 20 years. Now he's got 2 options, right? So he can't just say, oh, I want all cash, or, oh, I want more money. You presented him with 2 options, right? And there's ways you can play with the offer terms and prices where you can kind of make one seem more attractive. So if you make the cash offer ridiculously low, that might make them to pay more attention to the seller finance offer, right? Or the seller finance offer, because they want all cash, they might pay more attention to the cash offer, because of the distinction you make between the two. So there's ways to kind of play around with them.
I love this. Go ahead. You first.
No, I was gonna say she's saying what the guy's asking price is 128 for sale by owner. Max allowable offer is 78. Did you offer him the 78, 75,000, 78,000 cash? I know you offered him the seller finance, but put that cash offer in front of him as well. Go ahead, Matt.
Fantastic. So I was going to say really quickly here, I love this comment. Casey came in and said, "This is my first time ever doing this, anything like this. Awesome. Way to lead with action. Action is what's needed. Kind of feel like I'm gaslighting because I don't have any experience, but wow, the deal machine helps at least get me to the door. It's fake it till you make it, Casey. Like get out there, and that's how you're going to learn is get out there, follow this playbook. You're learning from the pros here. You're learning from Dedrick and Crystal laying out how they've done, literally thousands of deals. They've helped thousands of students as well. And then on top of that, we've got over 10,000 deals done using Deal Machine. Like that is what we're trying to hand you guys that playbook with. And all it takes is you getting out there and putting the reps in, and you're going to learn and get better and better.
Yep. And guys, here's another magic phrase I use, right? The fact is that 98% of the offers you present, they're going to say no. And once you come to terms with that, that's okay. But there's a magic phrase you can use. Hey, Matt, I see you selling your house on 123 Main Street. You're asking 300,000. I'll give you 125. Matt says, hell no. Okay, listen, I can appreciate that. You tell me realistically, Matt, what do you want for it? Realistically. Notice I said realistically. I'm not saying the 300. Now he may still come back and say, hey, I won't take a penny less than 300. Now I pivot to seller finance. Okay, my cash offer is 125, but if you're stuck on 300, I can do it. Here's how we got to do it though. X amount down, X amount a month for X amount of years. Right? But you ask the question, the offer doesn't work for you, sir. I can appreciate that. Tell me what does work for you. So now instead of you just saying accepting a no, you say no. Okay, I understand you said no, but what works for you? What is the solution? Let's come up with something that works for both of us. So now you're opening the door for them to counter instead of them just saying no.
Fantastic approach. And I think, especially with this list that you're working, I think this is the best way to spend your time. Crystal Talley said, my takeaway's been, I wasted money on postcards on unmotivated people, but this money list is going to help a great deal. Yeah, we're narrowing it down and really focused on the people that we can have great conversations with. So, all right, there's so many good takeaways. I don't want to spend all day on it. We've had an awesome experience so far. I'll say let's dig into a real quick recap. We'll get to the new stuff. I'll make sure to get to questions at the end here. But again, for the giveaway for the over $8,000 in grand prizes we're giving away, we had it was 30 people or 30 some odd people turn in the homework. You got to be on live to win. So stick around to the end of this. We're going to be giving away again over $8,000 of free stuff. So make sure to stay on here. We'll make sure to get to questions by the end of it here for you too. Really good questions in the chat, but I want to make sure we get to all the new stuff as well for you guys. If that's okay, Dedrick and Crystal, is there any other ones that you really wanted to tackle before we get into this? Or
no, let's dive into it.
Matt, do you have them, the team also in the Deal Machine? I mean, in the Facebook group, getting the new peoples? Because I know we had approved some people not too long ago, so I'm assuming they'll be uploading homework as well.
If you just got approved in the Facebook group, make sure to go post that right now, and I'll make within the next 10 minutes, and I'll have my team look and add those to the list too. So we'll give those people till 6:30 Eastern time. If you can pull up another tab and multitask here, guys. So just want to give everybody a fair shot there. So cool. Awesome. So real quick here, again, Matt Camp over here with Deal Machine. Everything we do is around this mission of giving everyone the power of real estate investing, giving you the tools and data and marketing strategies that normally would take a big company and huge amounts of resources to do, and try to give that to you in the power of just, in your pocket here. So, our goal is to do that. We've had over 10,000 deals done using Deal Machine at this point, working towards that mission. We've had deals done in every single state. We're really proud to say we're the highest rated and most reviewed app out there to go find off-market deals. And we've been doing it since 2016, in ups and downs in all kinds of markets. Dedrick and Crystal, you said you started using us in 2017, right? Is that when it was? Yep. It was literally one of your first people. It was
back in the dark ages.
Yeah, you guys basically helped us tell us what we need to do with this thing. So it's been an awesome journey with you guys specifically. So back in the dark ages, I love it. So quick recap here just to catch everybody up on what we've covered so far. We've had 3 live trainings, so go back and watch the replays if you missed the first 2, or just bookmark those links because we shared a ton of great knowledge through those first 3 or first 2 trainings rather. And if you're on the email list, you're going to get those replays emailed out to you here later today or tomorrow. If you're watching on YouTube, the way to join that email list is down at that bottom right there. It says join the challenge. www.thepoliteschallenge.com, and just sign up there free, and you'll get all the email links and assets and everything right there. Again, we're going to be giving away over $8 grand in free stuff today, so you got to be on live to win this stuff. Make sure to join us here throughout the entire call, and we're going to be trying to do that around the top of the hour here. So I'll make sure to get to that by the end of this call, and then we'll stick around and answer some questions. But first, we want to do a quick recap of the first 2 trainings, just brief recap, and then move into the new stuff. So where I want to start off with, I do want to mention one last reminder. If you want to use Deal Machine to execute on this stuff, and again, you don't have to be using Deal Machine, but our goal is to make a tool to help make all of this stuff way more efficient and effective, save you time and save you money in the end, because you're able to use your time and use your investment wisely in terms of building your list, marketing your list, and closing deals. So what you're looking at here is the Deal Machine link to the 7-day free trial, along with all of the free perks that you get for being a part of the challenge. The big one being 50 bonus cards as well. So I'll throw this up inside let me see if I can find this inside of the webinar jam. There we go. There's a free trial there for you. If you're watching on YouTube, again, just register for the challenge and you'll get a link to all this stuff as well. But it's just dealmachine.com/bepolite is all those perks right there. So everything I show off in the demo, unlock that with that link right there. So day 1, again, it was all about pulling that money list, understanding, okay, how do we use data? How do we use technology to go and in a few minutes find some of the most motivated sellers in our market that we might do a deal with, but there's many other opportunities with them. So Dedrick and Crystal, do you want to talk for just a few minutes on what the money list is all about and why we're focused on that specifically? And then I can show them in Deal Machine how to do it real quick here. Quick recap.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, Matt, the money list is just really low-hanging fruit, right? Like same thing with me. My time is very valuable. If I'm going to sit there and cold call property owners, I want to fish where the fish are biting, right? Fish where the fish are at. So that's the landlord list. When you're talking to landlords who own multiple properties, there's a much higher likelihood of them being willing to sell one of them than if you just call a homeowner about their primary residence that they're not ready to move, right? So you're really fishing where the fish are at. These people own multiple properties, and then we stack the list, whereas they've owned it for 20 plus years. What does that mean? Often there's maintenance and repairs that need to be done. Roofs start leaking, or properties start breaking down over time. So there's going to be some maintenance and repairs that need to be done. That owner may be tired. They may be a tired landlord. So over time, they may be like, you know what, let me just get rid of one of these rental properties. So that's what you're kind of looking for. You're fishing for that one property that they're looking to get rid of. And then you want to build a relationship and land and expand. Land that one deal and then expand to more with that particular property owner.
Yep, fantastic. So what that looks like inside Deal Machine here, and again, if you're watching on social media to get the full experience, go to thepoliteschallenge.com. We're not streaming out the data here, so you'll have to go into Webinar Jam to see a full demo of all the real estate data that we're talking about. But let me switch this. If you're in the Webinar Jam, you'll see me pulling up Deal Machine here. Perfect. Can you guys see that now? Hopefully.
Yep, yeah. We can see it.
Cool. Awesome. So inside Deal Machine, what we're talking about here, again, you're looking at the map tab. So this is a map of St. Louis. The top bar right here is all especially made for driving for dollars, which is a great strategy we can talk a little bit about here, in kind of the second part of this. But I'll mention inside the map tab right here, what you're looking at is this top filter bar is where we're going to spend most of the time. This sidebar is kind of your browsing, and then this bottom bar is how many properties in real time fit the criteria that you've got in Deal Machine. And so what we were talking about is, hey, start with a big broad area. I know it was Wake County, right? Was what we had focused on in North Carolina. Here we go.
Yep.
So you can put in a zip code, a city, a county, a big area like that. We talked through again on day one how to really think about what to target and what a good area is to invest in. So I'd highly recommend rewatching that section as well. But once you select that, so Wake County, for example, surrounding Raleigh and things, if you were to use that as your target, you can type that in. Now we've got a couple 100,000 properties that are going to pop up from this area. And and I saved the filter here. So if you would go back to my saved searches, here's what we walked through together day one, the filter list. So Polite's money list, we apply that. And what this looks like is we came into Deal Machine and again, went through each of these filters and modified it to really fit these individuals that Dedrick and Crystal are talking about, where they own single family homes. So we talked through that. And they're also a residential property class. They're off market. So we went through our quick filters and selected off market on here as a filter option right there. And then we went down this list and talked through how we want it to be not owner occupied. So owner location, if you want to go into this more button, you click on more, click on and, because we want it to fit all of this criteria, this and this and this, right? You click on that, and this is where you're going to be searching by all this criteria. So if we click on and go to owner location and owner location, right? You'll see, and again, rewatch the first training. You can really take notes for this and get if you missed the first one, it'll be a great place for you to kind of slow this down and make sure you can build your own list really quickly that fits this exact criteria. But we did owner location was not owner occupied. So they're not their primary residence. It is residential. Like Dedrick mentioned, it hasn't sold in 20 years. So, highly likely more equity, right? High equity. It's not corporate owned. So it's not an LLC. It's owned by an individual like this. And then they own more than 10 properties. So these are all criteria. Dedrick, you said it was the this one and this one that are more dynamic, right? That you can switch up.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, a few of the filters you want to switch up. So if you're getting too many where it's like 2,000 or 3,000, you
Right.
want to play with the filters, bring them up or down as far as years of ownership or how many properties they have. Or if you're getting too few, if you get down to the end of the filter list and there's only 5 properties, you may want to expand the search a little bit so that you get a nice sweet spot between a couple hundred. I'd say between 150 to 1,000 at the max.
Yeah, especially I know for the homework, we really focused on that 200 number up to like 1,000 being the sweet spot range. Here's a great example. Yeah. I had, 700 some odd properties. So I said, okay, great. Show me owners that own more than 20. So I upped that number, edited that condition, modified that right there. And that got me down to 312 properties. So that's a great, really target list that I can spend a lot of time on and put on that conveyor marketing belt. Or marketing conveyor belt that we'll talk about here next. So,
and one thing I want to add, guys, is this list is a list you can literally work for years. And what I mean when I say that is your goal is to build relationships with these people on this list, because these are just not just mom, Joe the homeowner, Joe the home. These are the larger landlords in your area, right? These are the I call them whales. These are like little whales in your area. They're not like the big thousands of properties, multinational conglomerates, but these are the local whales who are your millionaires next door. They own 15, 20, 30 rentals. And so they're worth of, $3 to $5 to $10 million. But these are the people you want to develop relationships with, because not only can they sell you a property, not only can they own or finance your property, these are also cash buyers. So when you have a property in a contract, these guys and girls are always looking for deals. They're landlords. They're always wanting to buy properties. They can introduce you to property managers. They can introduce you to contractors. These are people in your market who, again, they've been around for decades buying and selling properties, and you can learn a lot from these people. So when I say these are people that you want to literally work these for years, you want to get to know them. No does not, it's not final, right? It just means not right now. The timing for that individual, they may not be ready to sell, but just leave the door open. Hey, Mr. Jones, I understand you're not ready to sell right now. Do you mind if I give you a call back in 6 months? Sure, no problem. Right? Because you didn't take it personal. You just said, hey, do you mind? You left the door open for a future conversation about his properties.
Love that. Perfect. So that was, again, the focus for day one. Here's the example. I hit build list, and I've got that 312 properties. Hit confirm build. Takes a few seconds, and I've got my money list for Wake, North Carolina here right after that. The next step. So after this, we said, okay, great. Now that I've got this here ready to go for my list of motivated sellers, what do I do with it? How do I turn this list right here when I click view list, these 312 properties, that are just addresses right now? How do I turn them into conversations, into appointments, into opportunities, right? And so, we talked through a couple different marketing methods here. Dedrick, do you want to talk through kind of what your marketing conveyor belt looks like and how you guys talk about that playbook here for a minute?
Yep. So the conveyor belt is basically the idea that people respond to different forms of communication, right? So the conveyor belt is you start with the cheapest form. So the cheapest form is going to be picking up your cell phone and calling somebody, right? Or texting them. Those are the cheapest forms of communication. You want to try them on that several times, not just today, right? You always want to call today twice. They don't answer the first time, you call again 1 to 2 minutes later. Sometimes people actually pick up because they're like, who the hell's blowing up my phone, right? You don't reach them today, call them back in 2 days. You don't reach them in 2 days, call them back in 4 days. Some people, again, I know people who will call and they call once or they call twice at the most. 2 months later, they drive by the house and the house has been flipped because you didn't follow up. Guess what? Someone like Matt, someone like myself, we're calling and we're having our team call, hey, call this guy every 3 days until he picks up every 3 days. Right. I just actually slipped up today. I remember the guy, we bought a property in Danville, Virginia. We're in North Carolina. We bought it from him, flipped it. I never met him in person. We bought his house, flipped it, made almost 6 figures on that flip. He had another property in Virginia that he said, hey, I'm not ready to sell this one, but I had a good experience working with you guys. I want to sell my other one. So every 3 to 6 months, I would call him. Guess what? It slipped my mind. I hadn't called him in a year. It just, I saw a task pop up on my computer. I called him today. I was like, hey, Eric, you ready to sell that property on Reams Road? He was like, man, Dedrick, you just missed it. I sold that property 3 months ago. Why? Because I didn't follow up and I didn't have somebody on my team follow up. So the timing and the follow up is crucial.
Yeah, those are always the worst. You learn your lesson there for sure. So, yeah, I know with the follow-up there and really with marketing in general, we talked through a couple different methods. We talked through making calls, which inside Deal Machine here, you've got a couple options. You've got your kind of go-to, data where you click into a property and you've got, data around the property itself. So characteristics, land info, tax info, transaction history, rehab, repair cost, HOA info, all kinds of stuff to work with there. You have demographic data down here, so you can look at an individual property owner and let me find one that's got a little bit better data to work with. Here we go, Sarah. So if I click on this, you can see, hey, here's their portfolio of 23 properties. Here's things like
$10 million portfolio. Look at that.
Crazy.
Sarah
$10 million portfolio.
98 years old.
That's 98. Wild. Wow. There you go, man.
I'm gonna have to save that one. I'm gonna have to give Sarah a call, Matt.
There you go. And you've got other related contacts here too, so it'll tell you other family members and things like that as well. But you've got
Cole on here?
Do what?
Is Denise Cole on here? Because it looks like she put her homework in the wrong Facebook group.
Oh, did she? So, I'll check. Yeah. I'll check again as we get close. Right before the giveaway, I'll check all the lists here for you guys.
Okay.
Cool. And then so you've got all that to work with right there. So really that's that trifecta of demographic data, property data, and then the included unlimited free skip tracing inside Deal Machine. All those things together give you really an unfair advantage in your market where you've got all the data you need to have an awesome conversation going in. You've got this due diligence completed right in front of you, and you've got great phone numbers to be able to call or email, reach out to that way as well. So you've got plenty that you can be working with, and just again, you're one click away from making those calls. So we taught you guys last time how to do that.
And Matt, one thing I forgot to add when we're talking about, of course, you're going to call them and then text if you can't reach them. But then also, of course, you're going to send them a letter, send them a postcard, right in Deal Machine. Again, we always do it once a month for a year. Once a month for a year, set it and forget it. Again, it's going to cost you $5 to $10 to send that postcard. but that postcard could land you a deal. Now, again, don't send one postcard. You want to have postcards going out to 300, 500, 1,000 of these property owners. Just entire landlord list, I would invest, the 500, $1,000 to hit them once a month for a year, right? But you get one deal from that, you can make 5, 10, 20 grand from one deal. You get more than one deal, it's just gravy on top of that.
Yep, that's huge. And I think so doing that combination of this kind of active marketing we talk about, of calling, like you said, the text, the email, I would even put, like, if you're going to put a flyer on the door or anything in person, a door knock, anything like that, that would go into that kind of active marketing, one-to-one marketing. And then you can put them on that long-term nurture right here in Deal Machine as well, where you hit the start mail button, and that's going to start, again, sending mail where you just set it and forget it. I can go to Angela right here, hit start mail. It'll pull this up to show me exactly what mailer is going to go out to them. We've got 16 default templates, or you can create your own as well. These are my custom built ones for my own business that we send out, Vince and I. So you've got all that, and you can create an entire sequence as well, where you say, oh yeah, send them, this postcard template. Let me show you in here. You could say, hey, send them this postcard template. Then a month later, send them this one. Then a month later, send them this one. So it goes into it and shows you, hey, here's exactly what your postcards are going to look like, when they're going to send. You can customize how often they're sending, how many days are in between. And then you hit that one button, and that's the set it and forget it. Don't have to worry about it from there. And Deal Machine's doing the rest of the work. So that's something that is incredibly valuable to just stay top of mind, especially when they you've built a great list here. Your goal is just to get in front of them, get their attention, and have a great conversation. So spark that with a combination of this direct one-to-one outreach and then the automated one-to-many marketing methods here. So, and the only other thing too, there's a way to drive a list as well. So like these 312 leads, if I select all and then go to lead actions and drive this list, in the mobile app, it's drive for leads and then a planned rent mode. It'll actually give you turn-by-turn navigation to every single property in that list.
Wow.
And that's go in person and do the flyers and do anything else. So,
well, hold on. So let's pause right there. Drive this list. That is, what I would do is I would take 100 of those properties from that list on a Saturday morning, Sunday morning early, before everybody gets up, before traffic is crazy. I would go and drive that list. Why would you do that? First of all, you're going to lay eyes on the property. When you're driving the list, you're inevitably going to see other properties in that neighborhood that have tall grass, that have broken windows, that look distressed. And guess what? You're going to add those properties to your list. So now you're building your list. Now that's the list that no one can buy, right? When you're driving for dollars, but you have a route because you're going through the money list to lay eyes on these properties. But it'll also help you add. If you can drive your 100 properties and add another 100, now you have 200 properties in your area that most other investors don't have their eyes on, which is less competition.
Exactly. So it's a great combination, kind of using multiple marketing methods to communicate with people on their preferred marketing channel there. So fantastic. So that was marketing. Now, last thing I want to get to here today. So let me share this for you guys. Going back over to the slides for you. Today's live training, as you're having these conversations, how do you follow up with those leads? How do you stay top of mind and stay organized so they don't fall off the radar and you don't miss that callback? And how do you know what the property's worth, what the ARV is, what the after repair value is? How do you use AI to make you more productive and go through and kind of qualify these leads? So inside Deal Machine, I'll touch on a few tools first, and then Dedrick and Crystal, I'll kick it over to you guys to get your thoughts too. But inside Deal Machine, there's quite a few things that you can be doing to just continue to follow up with these leads, close them with confidence by making a really strong offer, and stay top of mind and make sure that a lead never slips through the cracks. What it looks like here, and again, if you're on YouTube, make sure to go to that www.thepoliteschallenge.com. That's where you're going to get the full experience to see all of this data that we're talking about here. But inside Webinar Jam, what we're looking at here is back in the Deal Machine, we've got all these leads to work, right? We click on a lead. Now we've got on this top right corner an activity tab. And that's where if you're going to make phone calls, that's where the call will end up, the transcription. If you're going to send mail, that's where that's going to end up too. It'll show you kind of all of your activity with that individual lead. if you add additional notes, you can do that right here. If you want to take tasks or put down tasks and say, hey, this person said, call me back in a month. Great. Call them back. Go a month out. Perfect. Create that task. And now when I jump into my Deal Machine account in the top right corner, I'll see that task manager right here. And I know what to follow up with every day right there. So you do that as a way to just stay organized. And again, never let a lead slip through the cracks. Really make it just easy to kind of manage that pipeline. And you have things like the pipeline status right here to help you with that. You have things like the filtering and tagging system. So there's a lot of kind of like individual nuanced things that help you stay organized. But the biggest thing is, if you can set tasks for yourself and take notes on that property, that alone is going to put you ahead of most people who are reaching out like this, because it's not easy to stay organized. Like, people just lose track of leads like that. And like Dedrick mentioned, I mean, even if you're the pros, like, it's really easy to have that, fall off your plate, and then, you call 3 months too late. Right. So, Do you have any other tips on like staying organized and working a pipeline like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's no lead left behind. So the beautiful thing about Deal Machine, guys, is they put everything in one place. That's the beautiful thing. So instead of needing 5 different softwares, you got a CRM, you have a Driving for Dollars app, you're able to send mail out of the app, you're able to dial leads one by one and in bulk. So literally, this, when we first got started, it would have been probably $1,000 in different softwares. Deal Machine is like what, 100, 150 bucks a month for all that in one app. So if I was you guys, especially just starting out, I would just use this one app as my go-to, do everything in one place, so you're not bouncing around to all these different systems.
Yeah, you definitely want to make sure that when it comes to leads, like Dedrick said, no lead left behind, but you really want to make sure you stay on top of reaching back out to these sellers, right? So within the app, making sure that every day you do what's called time blocking. So what time blocking is, make sure every single day you're touching something, you're touching some aspect of your business. And within that, if it is marketing and you're over marketing within your business, and a lot of us was over everything when we got started, right? You block a specific amount of time, turn your phone on, do not disturb, go somewhere where no one can bother you, and you start to go into Deal Machine and you look at these leads. Okay, I need to follow up with this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. But time block your schedule where everything has a purpose. Hey, at this time on this day, I do my marketing. I do my follow-ups here. This time on this day, I do Driving for Dollars. I've allotted an hour each day. So for us, because we work 2 full-time jobs, both of us are still working, I time blocked everything. So when I had to go pick the kids up at 12 o'clock, guess what? I drove for dollars during that hour before I had to come back and get on the phones for my job. I drove for an hour. So I said, hey, between this hour, I need to add 20 properties. Dedrick time blocked follow-ups. So when he got out of work, he got home, he knew the exact amount of time. He time blocked in 2 hours after that to do nothing but make calls, actual cold calling, and then follow-up calls. So if you utilize Deal Machine to say, hey, this is my schedule of this is how many follow-ups I need to do today. This is who I need to follow up with. And this is who I'm prospecting now. These are who I'm calling. So I'm going to spend an hour doing cold calling. Then my next hour is follow-ups, or vice versa, however you want to do it. But it's extremely important when you're working a full-time job that you are working just as hard for your 9 to 5 on your 5 to 9 as you are on your 9 to 5. And that does mean you're going to have to time block your schedule to make sure every day you're touching something in your business. And Dedrick mentioned $1,000 in softwares. That is what we were spending starting out. We had a CRM, which a lot of you probably heard of, Podio. We had different marketing softwares that we're doing nothing but pulling lists. And then one of them alone was almost $1,000. When we first got started, one of our coaches was like, remember the software that he gave us?
It was a couple $1,000.
That it was a couple $1,000, literally, just to pull lists. And that's why I said when I found Deal Machine, we went all in on it. And this is it's documented. So you can go back to 2017 when we first sat down with Dave and we were at We Live, matter of fact.
Yep.
Yeah, Max Maxwell's wholesaling event.
We Live
the
18.
First one in Charlotte.
Yep, We Live 18.
2018.
Beginning of the year when we first sat down with him, and I broke down exactly what we did within Deal Machine and how that one app, we let go of everything. And it didn't do none of the shit that it's doing right now. None of it. When I tell you none of it, you could drive for dollars and send postcards. That's what you could do. Okay. And I had to make it work for our business. And so I let go of everything. And we literally went all in on Deal Machine. And within 6 months, we had made over, and just wholesaling, over $500,000 in wholesale fees. And we also took down probably about 10 units in 6 months of using it.
And then don't forget about the recruiting deal finders. So we recruited hundreds of deal finders. Who are not only were we driving for dollars, we had our friends, family, people we know, people from church out there looking for properties.
People we did not know, because we were marketing for deal finders for anywhere all over the country.
Love that. I was just showing people how you can add people to your team right there. But yeah, I mean, you guys again saw it when it was like you said, just getting started, didn't do much. But really try to nail the driving for dollars piece, become best in class at that. And we've evolved it over time to just, again, try to pack as much value as possible, for as price conscious as possible for people into that there. So, yeah. So that's been our goal all along, with this, as you're going through and following up. The other two tools I do want to mention here really quick is you click on that property. You also have a comping tool for MLS comps and an AI assistant. So these are two tools that are super helpful for you, again, being as productive as possible, for you making offers on the spot, for you making confident offers as you go. The clicking on the comping right here, it's going to pull in MLS sold data, where you look at your filters and see, oh yeah, hey, let me adjust these comps to fit within the last, I've got 6 months from today. I got MLS data. I'm using, plus or minus 15% square footage, plus or minus 15 years a year built. So it's the same size, same, build and architecture and whatnot. And then within half a mile. And then if you want to get nailed down even closer to then for that range, then you can use our drawing tool right here and be able to say like, oh yeah, show me only properties within, this square. If I can, or with this, within this shape. And so that way you're really nailing down the estimated value based on dollar per square footage of these comps right here. So we just want to make that really simple and easy to evaluate those deals, come up with that number, and have that comping tool right there for you as well. The last thing too here, and I know Dedrick, you guys use this, at least last time I checked in, you're using it really actively, was this little AI tool down here. This is something that is on the Pro plan specifically. So if you're on Deal Machine Pro, you can try this thing out. And again, Starter is great for just trying out Deal Machine in general. Pro is going to be the best bang for your buck in terms of you unlock all of the features and get all access to all of that at a much higher volume number of leads. You can add up to 50,000 leads in there, which that alone would be over $5,000 of skip tracing. Going outside of Deal Machine, but in here, right here, if you go to that AI assistant, this is on the Deal Machine Pro level, you click on that and then you can do things like, hey, is this a good wholesale deal period to begin with? Let me analyze this property.
Right.
It'll pull, the outstanding loan balance, and then it'll say, well, based on our own metrics of what the max allowable offer is, we think that this could be a good wholesale deal, or it may not be. You can go in here and do even more exact things of, hey, help me come up with
on that. Just the fact that it can pull that in like 0.2 seconds is crazy, right? Because normally you got to go to a calculator, go to a spreadsheet, put in some numbers. It might take 3 to 5 minutes. It's doing it in like 0.2 seconds, which is crazy.
Right here. So you've got, estimated value minus repair minus 10% fee. You can go in and see, I want to do a discount rate of 70%. What is my new max allowable offers? You can have a conversation with it, and it'll put that into the equation for me. Now, okay, here's a better max allowable offer for me. So it'll go through that and just, again, be a productivity tool for calculating offer prices, for, things like help me practice negotiating, things like that. If here's potential objections and potential ways you can respond. So it's, a great just additional productivity tool inside Deal Machine to really help you run the numbers and get better at this. So, are there any other ways that you guys are using Alma, the AI assistant, in your guys' business right now? And I know you were using it pretty actively before.
Yeah, Dedrick uses it.
Yeah, that's exactly how we use it. Coming up with max allowable offers, coming up with cash offers. I haven't tried it for seller finance, but it is artificial intelligence. It is intelligent. So, try it out. Hey, put together a seller finance offer and see what she comes up with. But even text messages, like you said, if you're trying to think of the perfect text, just say, hey, write me a text message. If you don't like it, hey, redo it, make it funny, make it, whatever. And it's going to come up with something for you.
Yep. And it's using ChatGPT, the API from that, and then combining that with our off-market property data and then a bunch of our prompting to all put together, and just using all that in one spot. So it's easy for you to be able to, again, just be as productive as possible. So there we go, guys. So that, on my end, those are really the main tools that we talk about for closing the deal. Is there any other advice that you guys have as people are putting in these reps and reaching out to sellers? And I know last time we talked about how to have that conversation with sellers and how to pitch them on the idea of seller finance and things. Do you have any other advice on being able to really confidently close deals, come up with offer prices, like just kind of this whole process here? And again, this is a whole nother follow-up deep dive that you guys do an awesome job of in your accelerator and everything else you do, but didn't know if there's a couple maybe, tips or pieces of wisdom you could share.
Yeah, I would say that's honestly the next step. It's kind of hard in the last 10 minutes to kind of go into detail, but I would say if you guys are really interested in learning the next step, I would hop into either our wholesale accelerator, which we have one that starts next week. We'll hop into our seller finance accelerator. Next seller finance accelerator starts first week of October. But we deep dive, like super deep into step-by-step how you wholesale, how you do seller finance deals. So I would highly recommend if anyone's looking to take that next step to hop into one of those courses.
And hold on, I was just reading somebody's message on here. Also, make sure when y'all are doing this AI as well, you make it sound as natural as possible. Like, it is nothing worse than someone sounded like a templated robot when they send a message.
You can tell the AI, hey, make it more natural, make it more conversational, make it funny.
Yep.
Absolutely. Somebody said, I do not. How do I text on Deal Machine? I haven't seen a text button.
So you can receive inbound texts. We don't do outbound texting through Deal Machine. There's just a big gray area on on that. So we kind of let people do their own strategies from there. But we do have outbound calling. We have outbound or inbound receiving calls and inbound receiving text messages. So
yeah, you can send a text from your cell phone. If you're reaching out to a seller, you just text them from your cell or from another system.
There you go. Great, guys. Well, I know we're coming up on the hour. I want to make sure we do the giveaway while everybody's on here and we can answer some questions. Appreciate the shout out on YouTube here from Garvin saying that you guys have come a long way and the software is definitely improved. Yeah, we've continued to work on listening to you guys, what you need next, and again, make it better, can do more, and just cheaper, frankly, in terms of the value you get. So that's our philosophy. That's our goal with everything we build for you guys. So one last reminder, again, you can use dealmachine.com/bepolite. That's the 7-day free trial with all the bonuses for the challenge right here. Make sure you have that all set up for you to try this stuff out and execute on the homework if you haven't yet. If you need to go at your own pace, not too late to do that. We do have that annual upgrade too. So if you want to start the annual plan and you're going to really, it's beneficial if you're going to use Deal Machine for more than 5 or 6 months, then this would make sense for you, where you go in and you would get nearly $1,000 off what you would pay for 12 months of just paying for Pro each month. If you pay for Pro each month over 12 months, that'd be $2,178. You're getting this for $1,190. So about $99 a month if you were to average that out. So crazy deal. It's like 45% off. You get Deal Machine for 3 users with all of the driving for dollars, all the list building, up to 50,000 leads. So that right there would be, again, 5 or 6 grand of skip tracing, typically included free in Deal Machine with the unlimited contact info. You get all the map features like the route planning, all that stuff we talked about, route tracking, the AI powered dialer with call tracking numbers, all of the mail features unlocked, all the CRM features unlocked, all the comps and AI assistant unlocked that we just went through today. So I'll put that link up inside the webinar jam here for you too. So that way you've got that option for you as well. Make sure to definitely go through that versus going through our website if you're going to do a full year of Deal Machine. And you do get a 7-day free trial with that as well. So you don't have to just buy today. You can try it out, see if it's a great fit for you. So you've got all that right there. Here are those QR codes. I'll leave this up during the Q&A section so that way you guys have a chance to be able to redeem that stuff. But before we get into the giveaway here, I want to mention you may have completed the homework. You may not have. Again, we really tried to push you guys. It's a challenge for a reason. You had to really lead with action, learn by doing, get out there and follow this playbook in order to qualify for the giveaways here. And in order to turn in the homework, we asked a lot of you. So awesome job on that, no matter what action you took. If you made your first call and you were scared to do that and you're sweating like Crystal mentioned, you still did it anyway. Awesome job. I love, Dedrick, your tips there of, hey, I'm trying to get to 50 no's today. Like that is a great mindset. If I want to get to every no that I get is another step toward a yes. So you guys, we pushed you to follow along and call this, but then also take action on that list. So congratulations on however far you got in that. You're much better off than you were 7 days ago. And if you're just jumping into this, that's okay. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to go to that www.theplightschallenge.com. And that way you get all of the follow-up materials to do this at your own pace. And, make this not just a 7-day journey, but everybody in here, we want you to go way beyond that. So Dedrick and Crystal, you guys have advice on where they can go from here and how they can get involved with you guys?
Yeah, like I said earlier, hop into one of our accelerators. We got a wholesale accelerator starting next month, seller finance starting in October. You can wholesale seller finance deals. I see Edwin had a question about terms and down payments on the seller finance
down
deal.
Payment you offer be lower if you're trying to wholesale the seller finance deal? Yes. So you're going to be trying to lock it up still at a wholesale price. Now you can go a little bit above that. What would you say?
It really depends on the numbers of the deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you still want to make sure that the numbers would make sense for your end buyer. So even when people, especially if you're trying to seller finance the deal or lock it up, send it to a seller for a buyer for seller finance, you still want to make sure that the terms look good, right? So don't bring one that's like 80,000 down.
$500,000 down payment is typically not going to work. So for example, we bought a single family house, 3-bed, 1-bath. The wholesaler brought us, it was a seller finance deal. The down payment was $10,000. The monthly payment was $688 a month. And the $10,000 went to the wholesaler. The seller actually didn't get anything in closing. They just got someone who's willing to make payments. That was that particular deal, right? So it all depends on what you can negotiate with the seller, but you want the terms to be really sweet because that's going to make that wholesale deal enticing to the investor if the terms are really favorable.
Yep. So you see how he was able to walk away with 10,000 down because he negotiated where seller didn't want anything. He just wanted to get rid of the property.
He wanted payments.
He wanted payments. Learn by doing. That's right, Kevin. There you go.
Yeah. So I put a link to the accelerator there for you guys in the chat, as well as broadcasters to the room here for you too. And I know you guys have strategy calls as well, or a discovery call for people.
Yeah. Anyone who's curious just about how to learn more from us, how to take that next step, book a call with our team. It's complimentary. We can learn about your goals, your particular situation, and then we can also see if you might be a good fit, for one of our programs, whether it's our mentorship program, which is really invite only, or one of our accelerator courses.
Yeah. So Isabella, our accelerators are with us. So you're actually, it's not a course, it's an accelerator. So you're with us every week for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
90 minutes to 2 hours per week.
Going through.
And who knows, once we go back to filming, who knows if we'll continue to do accelerators. So I would say take advantage of it while we're not filming.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say, if you like this experience, that's like that times 10. So perfect. So now it's finally time.
This giveaway.
Let's give away some stuff. So again, you've got to be on live. It's these giveaways. We're gonna have 2 giveaways that will together equal $8,000 in free prizes. So what this is gonna look like here on each other's end. One person on here today that did the homework, which again, the homework was to reach out to at least 200 leads on your list, and you've turned it in. We had turned in either homework assignment. We have 36 entries on our spinner here. So we had a ton of people do this. I just went back and added the ones that just got, within the last hour here, that got approved here last minute. So we are ready to go. Your homework due today was to pull that list of leads, was the first one. The second one was reach out to that list of leads. So again, we pushed you guys on those goals. Today's winners, one person is going to get, so the first winner going to get an entire experience with you guys of going through the accelerator here. So somebody on here today, you got to be on live. So we're going to check out Webinar Jam. Someone's going to be joining.
Lucky winner.
4 weeks. Yeah. So we've got that. That's one option right here for you. First winner is going to win that. Second one is going to win an entire year of Deal Machine Pro. So that second winner, they're going to have everything that they need in a box to go out there, and you're obligated to do deals if you win one of these guys. Like, you're getting the full toolkit, the full mentorship. You're out there again. Pro is going to unlock all those features for you, worth over $2,000 in free stuff right there, with all the free postcards too to reach out to sellers to begin with. So that's going to be the goal for you guys. Is again, I will make sure that we follow up right after this and reward everybody who are the winners. But that is the we were looking at today for winning over $8,000 of free stuff. So the winners, let me
drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please. Let me pull up the little spinner here. The winners of first off is going to be the accelerator, right? First one.
Yeah, let's do the accelerator first.
All right. First one's the accelerator. Let me get this up on my screen. All right, jump in the chat if you think you're going to win and go into the Webinar Jam. Tell us in the chat here. So we'll get this rolling. All right, can you see the spinner here for me? Yeah, it's on your screen. Awesome. So
spinning.
Everybody on here has turned in the homework, has put in the hard work. One of you is going to win the accelerator right here. Let's try it out. Here we go. Winner of the accelerator. When does this accelerator start too?
It starts next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Charles Oliver. Let's see. Is Charles on the call?
I think Charles may already be. I think he's one of our mentorship students, so he already has the accelerator. So we got to pick someone else. Our coaching students actually get the accelerator included with their coach.
Charles is already on there. Okay, hey,
Charles is already a winner. You got that,
Charles. We'll hook you up with a little bit of a Deal Machine prize over here too. So
we'll get you some Deal Machine credits.
There we go.
Let's do it. Spin again.
Try number 2. Here, I'll leave him in for the year of Deal Machine free. All right, here we go. Attempt number 2. Ooh, right around there again. Jacques Marie. Let's see.
Jacques Marie. Is that Jacqueline?
Sounds like a Jackie Marie. Is she another one of our coaching students?
I think Jacqueline may be. She may be in our coaching program as well.
Oh no.
Jacqueline, are you on here? Are you one of our coaching students already? Or is she on our other call that starts at 7?
That's me.
Yeah,
there we
that's
go.
me.
Jacqueline. So, there we go. Jacqueline.
She's already in our coaching
program. We in the building, though. We in the building.
We'll be giving out some free Deal Machine stuff for these coaching students. So both of you'll get an awesome prize still. So stay tuned.
So Matt's gonna hook y'all up with some Deal Machine.
We'll hook you up, guys. So try number 3. Let's see here. What are we looking at? Is Joni in here?
Joni Lawson. Joni Lawson.
Let's see if she here. Because last time we did the challenge, people were late.
Joni, are you here?
Work and then not be on there. That's rough.
Somebody last time wasn't even here. It was like 3 people who had just logged out.
Hop into the chat, Joni. Let us know
There
you're
we
still
go.
here.
That one says I'm gonna hold you to it. Absolutely. So reach out to me. It looks like Joni's in here. There we go. Hey.
There you go. Congratulations. Woo!
Look at God,
Right.
Joni.
Congrats, Joni. Awesome. So we will follow up after this with you getting included in the next accelerator here starting next week. So I'll make sure you're all looped in, ready to go. Fantastic. Congratulations. Everybody jump in the chat. Give Joni a little congrats right here.
There we go,
Again,
Joni.
Congrats.
The stuff we're giving out, this is awesome. Like, I love to be able to give away a bunch of free stuff. But again, the real prizes here are doing deals, right? Like, that's the real grand prize. So keep rolling with this. You've got exactly the playbook you need. You've got the mentorship you need here with the Polites. So you've got everything that you need to be successful. Just up to you to run with it. So let me do this again. All right. So Joni won that. Perfect. Can't win the free year. So now the second one, the free year of Deal Machine. Let's go. All right. Let's see. It is. Man, Charles is winning everything.
Man, Charles. Hey,
wow.
Listen, I'm gonna have you play the numbers for me. I don't even play the lottery, but I'm gonna have Charles play my number.
Charles, congratulations. I know Charles is already in here, so Charles is just on fire today. That's incredible.
He did, Charles. He landed on you. He didn't land on Oliver's. He didn't even know.
Wow. All right, there we go.
So he already gets 4 months of Deal Machine Pro included for being a coaching program. So he's gonna get a year, a year and 4 months. That's huge.
That's the benefits of being in the coaching program. Congratulations, guys.
Congrats, Charles.
Awesome. Amazing. I love seeing that. So
this is why you got to follow us, because a lot of coaches
So Joni, if you're already in the wholesale accelerator, we're gonna give you the seller financing accelerator that starts in October. Yeah, so you'll get the seller financing accelerator.
Boom. Awesome. Hey, congrats,
awesome,
everybody.
Congrats. It's been great spending this 7-day challenge with you guys. Now listen, go out and make us proud. Let us know about the deals you guys do.
Yo, tag us in them. Go in the group. Let us know. If you get something on the hook, go in the group and you need a little help.
Reach out to us if you need help.
Yep. Here's my email in the chat, guys. I'll put this for you guys too. I'm always here to help on the Deal Machine front. Just matt@dealmachine.com there. And then outside of that too, like you said, go make us proud. Like, keep us updated as you're going. We have so many people who are working deals from this, who have gone through these last 7 days and really changed, I think, how you view what's possible even. I mean, it's really, really cool to see how many people have changed their mindset and are leading with action like this. So again, congratulations, everybody. We'll make sure that you get all your prizes here right after this too. But Dedrick and Crystal, any other words here before we jump off?
No, I think that's it. We appreciate you, Matt. Thanks for having us on.
Thanks to all the winners. Congratulations to you guys and for the entire coaching team that's also on here. See, there's benefits to just not being in the coaching program, but following us, because I know y'all didn't expect to get all these gifts as well. So we appreciate you guys and everybody for jumping on as well. But like we said, we're always here if you need some help. So reach out to us.
Yep. If you have any questions here that we can get to, just email me. I'm here to help, and happy to help you guys.
He is, because we email him all the time. I promise you we do.
That's very true. I love it. That's why I'm here for, guys. Here to help. So
all right. Thanks. Good night, guys.
Good night, guys.